Hi everyone, Jamie Peake from Jamie Peake Thermomix here. I am a team leader from Port Lincoln in South Australia. My team is Team Epic and we absolutely love what we do. It is an absolute privilege to be welcomed into your homes and being able to cook with you and show you what our amazing Thermomix can do. A little bit about myself. I have been a consultant since 2023. I have owned a Thermomix since 2015. We started out with a TM5 in our family and I instantly fell in love. Just the hands-free cooking, being able to cook from scratch just won me over very, very quickly. And then the TM6 came out and we were not in a position to be able to afford a Thermomix at the time. My TM5 worked perfectly. I didn't think that we needed a new machine until I went to a demo and I saw the extra features. And to say I was instantly impressed and instantly had a Thermomix on my dream wish list happened very quickly. So then in 2023, my beautiful friend Morgan reached out and said, hey, why don't you have a go at earning your Thermomix? And I thought, a lot of people had asked me in the past. I'm a typical raving fan of Thermomix. I love all things Thermomix. I'm a big fan. So I was the ideal candidate to be a consultant, but my biggest concern was, one, I've never sold anything. I've never worked in sales. I have an admin background, bookkeeping background, nothing to do with sales. So it was very much out of my comfort zone. And to say I was panicking about getting 6 sales in 60 days is an understatement. We were extremely worried. Fast forward, I had an amazing 60 days. I managed to sell 19 Thermomixes in 60 days, which is huge. I feel so grateful for all of those original customers who supported me and just made my journey the way it is today. So this then has made me want to share my journey and my story and hopefully inspire some others. We earned some incredible things as consultants. I earned a trip to Bali. I'm off to Fiji in a couple of weeks' time. Numerous trips around Australia. I've earned vacuum cleaners. I've earned 3 Thermomixes now. I've earned 2 pizza ovens. The amount of things that if I was to add it all up, would be insane. In addition to commission. The commissions are also really, really good. Vorwerk are incredibly generous with their commissions, which I'm happy to talk about with anyone at any time. But I just want to quickly jump on and show a few really quick, simple things that the TM7 can do. I'm going to start with a quick 30-second chocolate mousse. Then I'm going to do a very quick and easy noodle dish with some pork mince and some veggies, done in seconds, because I know a lot of us don't have time to be in the kitchen cooking and doing all those things. I have had the TM7 since May and I'm falling in love with it very quickly, as is everyone. So let's start. First, I'm going to show you very quickly how to put the bowl back together. I have washed it today and I thought it would be a great excuse to show the differences and how easy, if you're a previous owner, how much easier it is to assemble your bowl now. So this is our insulated basket. It has a lever on the side to release our blade, and this means that our bowl will stay hotter for longer. So very safe for little hands. I've got little ones, and so this then is insulated versus the other bowls are stainless steel, so they do not, they're very hot to touch. So basically our insulated casing, we then get our bowl, same kind of design as the other one, except it doesn't have the handle. So that means this part can go in the dishwasher and it doesn't have the bulky handle to worry about when you're putting it in the dishwasher, which I love. Same space, which is amazing. So straight in here, they line up. Then in with our blade, if I can find it, hold on a second. I was busy using my second bowl from my TM6 and I lent someone a blade. So, sorry about that. The TM6 blade fits in a TM7. So I chop and change all the time. So that then clips in to the bowl like it normally does. And then all we have to do is put that across and it's locked in. So to reverse, you just simply slide this, super easy, not at all difficult to get out. Blade comes out, bowl comes out, casing is done. So I never put my casing back on the machine, it can get stuck. So I can put it upside down if it's not ready to be used, but we're gonna use it now. I'm gonna stick it back together. Love, love, love how easy it is to get it back together, and we're ready to cook. So, all sits on top like this. Green light means she is good to go. She is cold. But what we're going to do is a 30-second chocolate mousse from one of my beautiful friends. Natasha made this recipe and I love it. It's quick. When you want that something sweet after tea and you just can't be bothered, you don't have time. You'd want custard, but custard takes, I don't know, 10 minutes or whatever. So we're going to go into our created recipes, which is very, very cool on the newer machines. If we come across here to created recipes, we can then scroll down. You can see some that I've created, a few cocktails, a couple of soups. This is where my Play-Doh lives. Some cakes that I love. Mars bar slice, 30-second chocolate mousse is what we're up to. So our screen now looks a little bit different. Beautiful, huge, big screen. Very easy to use. You can spill anything on this screen and you can still use it versus other machines. If you had the tiniest drip on your hands of water or something, you wouldn't be able to, you have to have perfectly clean and dry hands. So that I love also. So we're just going to start. Next, it's going to tell me what I need to do. Having a little think. So it's asking me to put in our butterfly whisk, our new butterfly whisk. Just a little bit sturdier than previous models, but similar kind of thing. That just gets put in on your blades and sits behind like so. Put it back on here. Next, add into the bowl 600 grams of cream, not low fat. If you're going a chocolate mousse, why would you bother anyway? So I'm going to put that straight in. This obviously makes a huge serve, but my kids and my husband and me thoroughly enjoy it. So then we're going to go next. 30 grams of any sugar. This is coconut sugar, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use plain white sugar. And I'm going to click over here and bring up my scales, if I can work out where I am. No, down here, Jamie. This one. Come on. It's got cranky at me. What's out of there? I'm still learning how to drive this one. Scales. Right, so now I know I need 30 grams. But you can put more or less in, depending on your family's needs. So I've done that. Then I'm going to come back here and get to my recipe again. So next, I've done my sugar. Now I need 50 grams of cocoa. Now you want your good quality sweetened cocoa powder here, or you're going to need a little bit more sugar. It's a treat. So 50 grams again, slide down. I'm going to get my scales here and I'm going to put 50 grams in of chocolate. You could play around with this at home if you've got other powders that you'd like to try. But I'm just wanting to show tonight just how quickly this can be. So again, back to my recipe. Click next. Oh, and some vanilla, which I forgot. Try to be organised, but mum life gets in the way. So about a teaspoon. So just a little squirt of that one in there. Now, it's going to tell me to put my lid on. And it is going to blend on speed 4 with the butterfly in no faster than speed 4. And I just press play. So we have some new sounds for this Thermomix. It's much cute little jig. So I tick and say that I'm done. You could repeat that if you needed to. So now I'm going to take off my lid. Amazing. You can see in there, 30-second chocolate mousse. How quick and easy was that? So now obviously I could keep going if I needed to, if you needed a little bit longer depending on the date of your cream. If you needed it a tiny little bit longer, you could just go repeat and just keep an ear out. And then what I'm going to do is get my spatula, put it into a container and put it in the fridge. This one you don't actually need to put in the fridge. You can eat it straight from the bowl. Look at that. This is also a really nice cake filling for like a ganache, anything like that where you want something really yummy in between. You could always go a little bit thicker, whip it a little bit more if you wanted to, but just be careful not to make mousse butter because well, it'd be yummy, but it's not ideal, is it? Trying to get everything out. We've got a new spatula, I'll talk about that in a minute, which means that we can scrape the bowl the whole way in just one spin so that we don't leave any goodies back in a bowl. Now it doesn't look all that pretty because my plating isn't my strong point tonight, but that's just for my family. So chocolate mousse, super thick, super yummy. That's going in my fridge. Somewhere. Now, another favourite feature is our pre-clean. So what that means is I can quickly put my Thermomix back in, filling it with a little bit of water. And a drop of detergent. I now come back here, turn this back on. It says put in the fridge, next, skip, we're done. If I need to, I can keep going, but I am done. Scrolling down here, all done. So now what I want though is a pre-clean. So I'm just very quickly going to do a quick 2-minute pre-clean, just so that you can hear the silence of the machine. It's a lot quieter than doing a pre-clean in the TM6 or TM5. 25 seconds. Dessert done. How good and quick is that? Even for an after school treat when the kids get home, they're starving, all you need is some cream, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of a pick-me-up. Amazing. And so now this is going to be a nice clean bowl for me, and we can move on with our pork and noodle dish. Done. Who doesn't want an appliance that cleans itself? Am I right? So that has mainly got it all up from around the sides. I'm just going to rinse that. Just quickly. But it just means I don't have to give it a full scrub because it does all the hard work for me. Obviously these machines have pre-clean mode for sugar work and all of those kind of things, which then means you're not having to scrub or soak your bowl. It will essentially clean itself, and I love it. If nobody has time to be in the kitchen doing dishes, especially that time of night when kids are trying to do homework or you've just gotten home from work yourself, you're absolutely exhausted, the thought of Uber Eats just gives you ick, it's too overwhelming to decide. This is the game changer for you. The fact that, see, all clean. The fact that you can have dinner done in less than 30 minutes is an absolute win. My kids I can be bathing them while my tea is cooking. I know that they've got a lovely, nutritious meal, not packed full of junk. Just makes me super happy. I know it's good food. I know I can make it for myself, often cheaper and often yummier. That sits on there. I just need my lid. Okay, so let's get our noodle on. Right, so also, if we're going home to our home screen, it's had a little bit of a glow up. Mine is called Mum's Sanity Saver. You can change the name on this machine, which is so fun. I love it. I love that I can play around with that, and I know that it's mine when I'm at an event and we've got 65 Thermomixes on the go. I know which one's mine. So I've meal prepped what I'm going to be doing today. So coming up here, we are going to be doing fast and super easy noodles, but I'm also going to throw in some pork mince. Otherwise it's vegetarian, which also is a total win. Super quick. So prep time 5 minutes, total cook time 15 minutes, 6 portions. If we scroll down here, it's going to give us all our list of ingredients, and everything I had here is stuff I had in my fridge or my pantry already. I didn't have to buy any ingredients. I had all of it. So just being able to use what you've got, not having to go to the shops for extra bits and pieces. We can play around with Cookie Dough, which is our platform that has so many recipes. We can filter what ingredients we have and don't have. So then it's just builds a meal for you, and just awesome. So scrolling down, and this is a Malaysian recipe too. So we can access recipes from all over the world. We can make them English. It just is amazing. So this just gives you a few tips and tricks. You can add notes if you want to. You've got our nutrition panel down here. It also then tells you some other things that you might like. Other things in that collection. So we've got some stir-fried veggies. We've got some curries. Oh my goodness. Mongolian beef. Amazing. Marry me chicken. But let's get cooking, hey? I'm getting hungry. Oh, still remembering that I've got my mousse going. So we'll start that one. Now it's going to tell me, place a small bowl on my lid, and it's giving me a cute little picture. I love that. Now I need a bowl. Jamie? You can try and be as organised as you like, but sometimes it just does not work out. Right, so first it's going to weigh everything for me. So now it's asking for some light soy sauce, which I have over here. So it's asking me for 30 grams of that. And I love that I don't even have to think about it. Weighs it all out for me. Could not be simpler. And if I get onto 30, come on. It is then going to tick it off for me. Win. Here we go. So now it automatically ticks it. So I don't even have to worry about that. Move on to my next one. Dark soy sauce. And what do we need of that one? Only 10 of this one. Nice little tick to tell me I'm doing the right things. Whoops, I've gone a bit over. That's okay. I'll tick it off for myself. Oyster sauce. Obviously, if you had a seafood allergy or something, this one is not for you. But the beauty of these recipes is you can make them to suit your dietary needs. So if you were gluten-free, or if you needed to be low FODMAP, or something like that, you can change these to suit you. I need a spoon. My oyster sauce is always so sticky. Where's my little jar spoon? My kids bless them, like to help themselves to mum's cooking utensils for their play kitchens when they play Thermomix, which I love. Love that they're happy to be in the kitchen and happy to cook. But I'd also love it if they didn't steal my little spatulas. Where's it gone? There. I can't even blame them for this one because I've got it here. Sorry, kids. Normally it's my kids. Oh, it's not going to fit in there. Oh, we might be right. We need 30 grams. Now, who doesn't love a quick stir fry on a cold night in the middle of winter? I do. Those nights when you get home from sport, or I've been at parent-teacher meetings, all those kind of things, and I just don't want to cook or go out and get it. This is just the best. Those nights where you cannot be bothered, you can have a nutritious dish done in 15 minutes. So, 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, and I'm just going to use some white sugar. Again, I don't think it would matter. And 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. Where did I put that? That would be this one here. Right, so that's my sauce done. Tick that off and tick that off. What do I have to do next? Mix well and set aside. I can handle that. I can handle that after a day of being a solo mum and dealing with kid chaos. I can sit here and stir my sauce. Yum, it smells yummy. Mix, 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 mix. Delish. And put that to the side. And don't spill it all over your clean bench, Jamie. Next, garlic cloves. So 3 garlic cloves. Whole garlic cloves straight in. Next, shallots. I don't have any shallots, so I'm just using onion. Again, you be the boss. It's way more than it needed, but I'm not into wasting half bits and pieces. And a chilli. We don't eat chilli in our house, so I'm going to skip it. Again, you can make it how you like it. Next, and it's going to chop it for me. Super quiet, right? Now it's going to ask me to scrape down the sides of the bowl, but I just want to show you. 5 seconds. Chopped. Perfectly chopped garlic, perfectly chopped onion. I'm going to be careful not to look into the bowl because it will make me cry. And that's my favourite thing about this too. You don't have as many tears chopping onions because look at that. Tell me you could do that by hand in 5 seconds. You can't. Right. Pop that back on. Next, add some cooking oil. Draw some bits and pieces back now. I've just got some olive oil. 30 grams. And this is all guided cooking, so literally if you can read, you can Thermomix. And I'm going to tick it off because it's close enough. Now it's going to saute for me. So I'm going to put my lid on. It's happy. Now I can just press play. And that's going to cook for 3 minutes at 120. Now, while that's cooking, it's going to be my next step. Place noodles in a bowl and cover with hot water to soak for a minute. Enter the thermo server. So these are a host reward. I'm not sure if this white one is, but these things retain their heat for hours. So if you need to cook, just pause for a minute. That's cooking. Very quietly, you can hear it sauteing. You can see a bit of the steam here. We need smell-o-vision Thermomix. Let's invent that next. This will keep everything hot. So make ahead meals. Keep it in here. It'll keep it warm until you're ready to eat. But what we're going to do is put my noodles in there. where did I put my noodles is the next question. Here. Open them up because, of course, I forgot to do that. Now these are just some thin egg noodles. What are they? I've been in boiling water for approximately 5 to 6 minutes. So I'm just going to scroll. I can't remember how much I needed to put in here. Where do I go back there? Back. $200 grams. What's this packet worth? I can't even see that. My eyes are not working today. Oh, I smell that. That is 300 grams. So, look, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in there. That'll be close enough. That over there. And then in my other Thermomix, I've boiled some water. How lucky am I that I've got multiple Thermomixes. Cover that in boiling water. Put my lid on my thermoserver, and that's going to cook for me. Oh, you can see that steam now, right? So very quickly the lights have moved into different colours depending on the temperature. So if we come back to where we were up to, put it into hot water and soak for a minute. Done. So we're just waiting for this step to finish. And it says wait for the Thermomix to finish. 15 more seconds. Oh my gosh, look at that steam. Amazing. Hands free. Also, how cool. I could be doing all sorts of things right now, but at the moment I'm just going to enjoy facial. Right, next. Thank you. That's going to tell me to strain my noodles, but I'm just going to keep them there for now. I'll strain them at the end. Yeah, so we've sauteed. Oh, I was meant to put my pork mince in. Okay, we're just going to do it again. Which is totally fine. That will give our noodles some more time. So I'm just going straight in with pork mince, and it doesn't take that long to cook. So I'm just going to quickly repeat that time. Chop that up a bit so it actually is distributed evenly. Put my lid back on. Now, back to current step, but I want to come back up here. So you can just scroll back to your next step. Click on the little 3 dots here, set as current step, and away we go again. Meanwhile, I can clean up. Give my noodles a little stir. So, noodles back over here. They'll be cooking lovely in here. Just a nice little stir. They're already starting to separate. So I think by the time my mince is cooked, they should be good to strain. So I just need to find my Verona dish. So I completely forgot to get that out and organised. One of these days, I will have my life together because I need to show you our new Verona. So, newly designed. It's more of a square shape. This baby sits on top, meaning you could put 2 whole roast chickens in here to steam. You can then put this lid on top, making the most of that steam again, but in here putting, say, some veggies to bulk out your meal, and that lid just sits on top. So this is huge. For those with big families, you're like, a Thermomix won't feed me and my family enough. It absolutely will using this. You can bulk out your meals, you can have rice cooking in the bowl. This is where you get your value. You make the most of that steam, it's not going to waste, and you are cooking bulk meals for your family. So I'm taking that off for now. Getting that ready for my nudes. They will be in that shortly. Now, the one other thing I haven't shown next is that we now have on this new Thermomix open cooking. And what that means is I can take off my lid midway cooking, give my mince a little stirry stir, and check that that's cooking how I would like it. How many more minutes has it got? Because I think it might need a little bit longer. Put the lid back on. And I'm going to quickly increase that, if I can remember how, on this new machine. Clicking on that. And I'm going to put another few minutes on that. Start. Beautiful. So if you are cooking and this is red, meaning super hot, so my kids know don't come near it when it's red, but I can touch this easily. I can also lift it straight off and it's going to then reset my time. But I can keep an eye on things with the open lid as long as you are under I think speed 2 and not over a certain temperature. Obviously if it's too hot it won't open for safety. You can take the lid off and cook. So it's absolutely awesome. The novelty of that is huge. It got us all very excited when we were learning that we could now open cook, meaning we can just throw things in if you've forgotten something, or you can stir things. If you're someone that loves to still stir the old school way, you can do that now. And it's absolutely awesome. Absolute game changer. And extremely cool. And the silence. You can barely hear that cooking now. If you've got children in your home or anyone in your home who is easily overwhelmed by too much noise, I do in my house, my daughter has sensory issues, this, you can barely even hear it's on. Obviously, if you're crushing ice or you're milling spices, you're making icing sugar, you're gonna have a little bit of noise, but it's the motor that's silent. So the ingredients in the bowl might be loud, but the motor itself is silent. And that in itself is huge. I can hear it, you can hear it sizzling away. But that's purely what's cooking. Very, very cool. So while we're here, you can scroll through to see what you've got coming next in your next step so that you can be prepared and get everything organised. We can go back and start browsing through some other recipes, seeing what else we might like to cook. We can look through collections that we've saved. Amazing. We've got all our new modes. So our modes now mean that we can cook with browning mode. On previous models on the TM6, if you wanted to get high heat, you needed to be in a recipe to access that function purely for safety. Whereas now in this machine, you can set browning mode. So you could just brown mince or, I don't know, bacon strips, fry up some bacon and caramelize some onions without a recipe. You could just throw it in, turn it on that mode, walk away, and bang, done. Love it. Open cooking is a new mode. We also have steaming as a new mode. We've got all the others still. You've got egg boiler mode, which means that that cooks but your blades don't spin. So the beauty of that is if you're wanting to do just some frozen veg, if you're wanting to boil some little sausages for your kids, anything like that, put it on egg boiler mode and it's absolutely fantastic. I do it if I'm boiling potatoes, stuff like that. Slow cook, fermentation, sous vide mode. You've got peeler, grating and slicing still. Just want to have another look. Yeah, I think that is cooked perfectly. You probably won't be able to see it because of the steam, but that perfectly cooked mince, ready to go. So I'm going to put my lid back on, back into my recipe. we're going to do our next straining of our noodles because I think they're ready. Strain through here. Give them a little shake. So ready? Next, now it's asking me to add some veggies and stuff. I didn't have choy sum, which is like a bok choy, but I have some shredded wombok Chinese cabbage, so I'm chucking that in as I want that used. Next, and some shredded carrot, which I have used the grater mode on my TM6. Put that in, so it's going to cook super quick. And a little bit of water. Ooh, heavy. So it's going to measure that for me, which is amazing. The scales are 1 gram increments, so very accurate, meaning you can do your caramel works and all that kind of fancy stuff. It's going to tick it off for me. I love that. Simple things that make me super happy, right? Next. Then add in my noodles. Try not to make a mess for me, but as I said, if I do make a mess on my screen, you can see I've got drops on it. They are still going to work. Whereas previous models, it would get a little bit cross at me and make me clean it. So I've done my noodles. Next is my sauce. Give that another little stir. Now, how much would it cost you to get like a noodle dish at a Chinese takeaway? You'd be talking, I don't know, 25 bucks. Is that the going rate? I honestly don't know because I often don't do that these days. We eat at home. So now it's going to cook for 4 minutes and it's going to reverse the blade, meaning that it's just going to stir it. It's not going to chop it. So it'll keep the shape of my noodles. They're not going to turn to mush. It's very clever. It's automatically done that for me. And you can still stop and check it if you need to. So what I'm going to do is clear out some space here because I'm all for cleaning as I go. Husband, listen. But again, all stuff that I had here. So it's not like I had to go and purchase extra ingredients or anything for this. It was stuff I had at home. I plugged in what ingredients I had and she spat out a recipe for me, which I am forever grateful for. I'm just going to empty my sink here. It's full of water. Load my dishwasher, all these things that I can get done so that I can sit and enjoy my dinner in peace, knowing that my tea is cooked, my dishes are done, and I can sit and relax. I can read a book. What I'm probably going to do is plan my week. Let's be honest, I'm going to spend some time scrolling through the do because I love it. And planning the rest of my meals for the week. I love that Cookie Do is our recipe platform, and what you get is access to over 100,000 recipes. It is insane. The amount of value that you get 3 months free with your Thermomix. I'm just going to help it have a little help along here. You get 3 months free because I can. 3 months free Cookie Do, and then it's $90-ish for the year, which is insane value to me. The fact that if you were to just buy one recipe book these days, I couldn't even tell you how much that would cost. And at the same time, that is only for, I don't know, 60 recipes, if that. So the fact that this is 100,000 recipes, you can add your family favourites, like we did with the chocolate mousse. That's not a normal Thermomix recipe. That's one that we've added. You can add all your favourites in. It is incredibly helpful. Has changed my life, as I've said numerous times. But yeah, I'm just having a quick clean down of my bench because then I just want to show a quick dough. And then we are done. Prepare myself for that. So what, we've been going for 40 minutes. I've been chatting a fair bit as well. If I was a bit more organised and less distracted, I'd already be eating. But in typical Jamie fashion, I've got all sorts on the go. So down here I'm going to need some yeast. In my freezer, ready to go. Got my dough mat ready, I've got oil ready. So basically I can put this into, oh my God, that smells so good. I can put this into my thermo server and it's gonna stay hot for me while I do my dough, finish the rest of my clean up, and then I can sit and relax. It's quiet. Can you hear that silence? How nice to be able to cook a meal without the chaos, without the stress, without the knives and stuff everywhere. People, my kids are in bed, let's be real. But normally they're up, helping me out, I'm throwing in things, and it just does its thing for me. If I've gone outside and hung out a load of washing, it's just gonna stop and wait till I get back. It's my favourite child. Why? Because it listens to me, it does as it's told, and it cleans up after itself. Win. So this one's nearly done, 26 seconds. Yum. And we've got dinner done. Just a moment for that beauty. Yeah, and so because I've had my noodles in here already, that's staying warm. So it's sort of like preheated for me. Next, serve hot. My friends, we are done. That is dinner done. I'm left-handed, so I'm a bit uncooked. I'm going to do it back here so I don't splash myself. Oh my. That flavour. The colour on this pork is absolutely beautiful. That caramelised yumminess. I'm just quickly going to give that a good clean. Absolutely insane. Would you look at that? It's saucy, delicious, going to stay warm. Yum, yum, yum. 25 bucks. I had all of it here. Amazing. Finished. Now I'm quickly going to rinse my bowl again. Done, and let's do a quick dough. So this again is another amazing way to save time and money. So I'm going to make just a quick dough that's very versatile. I'm going to go to my recipes here. And I've recently cooked this because we use it a lot. As I said, versatile dough, because you can use it. It's called Pizza Bianca, but you can use it as a pizza base. You can use it, preheat my oven. Not going to worry about that. I'm skipping the steps of garlic cloves and rosemary because I just want a plain dough. I'm going to use this to make some scrolls for my kids. So I'm just skipping through that bit because I don't want the rosemary and garlic, you know, all the fuss. I just want a plain, simple dough. So, 220 grams of water. Oh, she's close. 230. She'll be right, mate. Raw sugar. Now you just need a little bit of sugar because it helps to activate your yeast. So I'm a real chucker-innerer. That's a technical term. 2 teaspoons of yeast. I'm not such a chucker-innerer of the yeast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, put them on my lid. And that's just going to warm my yeast for me. Put that. My freezer. While I'm doing that, it would be fairly rude to not have a little taste test, wouldn't it? Amazing. So I'm going to get some noodles and dig around. I want some of that sauce. Absolutely delicious. You could use whatever noodles you had. It's hot. There's no elegant way to do this, is there? And no, I don't do chopsticks. I'm not that clever. That is so hot. Yum, that is an absolute flavour bomb. Adding that pork, you could so easily have that as vegetarian, you don't even need the pork. But that is absolutely delicious. It's comfort food right there. That's the kind of food you want when you've been out all day and you just can't be bothered. There's too many choices on Uber Eats. I get way too overwhelmed. So then I've got the app. There's a cookie dough app which is on my phone. I can be flicking through the app, going through my pantry, what I have and what I don't have. Throw it all in. It's going to pump out. I can tell it that I want it to be gluten-free. I can say I need it to be low FODMAP. I want dairy-free. I want vegan. It's then going to filter down some recipes for me so I have less to choose from. It makes it so much easier. I can then create shopping lists. So straight from the app, I can create a shopping list and send that shopping list straight to Cookie Dough. Meaning I can then send my shopping list to Woolworths for click and collect or delivery, all from the comfort of my home. So I save money that way purely because I'm not roaming the shelves and getting those little extra chocolates and stuff that are thrown at the checkout. Very clever. I get you. I see you, Woolworths. I know what you're doing. And just means I save money that way. I'm only buying what I need. I've menu planned for the week. So it's simple. I know what we're having. Often there's leftovers. I love the thought and the idea of cooking once and eating twice. I think that's a smart way of saving money and feeding your family. Even if it's something like a leftover roast lamb. I get my roast lamb. We have that for dinner one night. Then the next night I shred the meat. Where is my salt? I shred the meat in my Thermomix and turn it into a ragu. So that too. Saving money, using up your leftovers, less food waste. It's amazing. So now we're going to need our bread. So the thing is here, again, quiet. This is just 2 minutes. So 2 minutes of kneading time is 20 minutes of hand kneading a dough. I love this for dough. Play-Doh, bread rolls, scrolls, pizzas, absolutely insane. The only thing is, when it's kneading, it needs you. Meaning, don't leave it. Leave your Thermomix on the bench by itself. It gets a bit of a wobble up. Likes to have a little dance, really gets into the kneading, so it needs you to stay close, just in case it gets a bit carried away. But even so, not a lot of movement compared to other ones, other models of Thermomix, and it's quiet. I can hear my cat outside. That's how quiet it is. Absolutely awesome. So the best decision I ever made nearly 2 years ago was to become a consultant. The amount of things that I have earned, the amount of things I have learnt, every demo I learn something different. I meet the most incredible people that I probably never would have met before. The community that comes with this business and this machine is absolutely next level. The support, the love, we just genuinely love what we do and we just genuinely want to help people. The machine does all the work for us. I often am working from bed in my jammies, scrolling, booking parties, all that kind of thing. We can now do things virtually like this one. You don't get to taste the food, but hey, you can buy your own Thermomix, make it yourself, and then you can taste it. So we now have a beautiful dough. I'm going to move my TM7 back. A glider board built in so we can move it easily. And then I need to get my dough mat. This is the other best invention. It's a silicone mat, so saves you baking paper, all those kind of things. Yo, little friend. Our new spatula, newly designed. This little bit on the bottom helps me to release the dough from the blade. Ta-da! Then we've only got a few little tiny bits left. Pop them out here. Now this, I can turn it into naan bread. I can turn it into, see, not sticking. Absolutely awesome. I could put it into rolls, take a little bit off. Little bread rolls. I can roll it out flat, press it out with my hands and turn it into a naan. I can roll it out as little pizza bases. I can press it really flat, or I can leave it to rise and have a beautiful bread. What would you be doing with it? Anyway, I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to turn this into some scrolls for lunchboxes for tomorrow, and I'm done. So thank you for joining me. We've got 30-second mousse, delicious noodles, awesome pizza dough. How good. Plenty of host rewards, plenty of reasons to join us, plenty of payment options. Please reach out. We are just too happy to help. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye.